Okay, so today we will discuss about the chapter number 2, chemical changes and reactions. Okay, so what is chemical reaction? What is chemical reaction? Any idea? Mane, chemical reaction means what? Chemical reaction means obviously যেখানে two or more compound they will react to each other to form a new compound, right now? Okay, so two or more compound to form a new compound, so these two are known as what? Reactant. This is known as what? Product. Clear? Constant হাত চলবে কিন্তু, ঠিক আছে? Reactant and products. Okay, so what is reactant? The species those are reacting to each other, and product means that is formed after the reaction. Okay, so this is known as, so together it is known as a chemical reaction. Together it is known as a chemical reaction. Clear? Okay, now what are the characteristics of a chemical reaction? What are the characteristics of a chemical reaction? Done? What are the characteristics of a chemical reaction? Chemical reaction, what are the characteristics? So first characteristic is chemical change. Okay, chemical reaction or chemical change. Chemical change is permanent. Chemical change is permanent, okay, and irreversible. Chemical change is permanent and irreversible. Permanent and irreversible. What is the meaning of irreversible? Irreversible means what? From reactant to product possible, but product to reactant is not possible. For example, if from water we can able to get hydrogen gas and oxygen gas, okay, but simultaneously from hydrogen gas to water it is really not possible to get the liquid H2O liquid. Okay, acha, so that means, so chemical change and physical change, this is irreversible. Reversible change means what? Suppose H2O liquid, H2O gas, from gas to liquid also possible. This is reversible. Clear? So this is reversible. Okay, and this is not a chemical change. This is not a chemical change. Clear? So sensible na toro dujon? Is not a chemical change. Clear? Okay, acha, one more properties. So chemical change means always permanent and irreversible. Okay, but this is not a chemical change, this is a physical change only. Clear? Done? Next, what's 2? Acha, in a chemical change, it can be exothermic or endothermic. Okay, what do you mean by exothermic? Exothermic and endothermic? Exothermic means exothermic means heat evolved, and endothermic means, yes, endothermic means heat absorbed. Okay. Acha. Third property, total mass of reactant is equals to total mass of product. Total mass of reactant is equals to total mass of product. Clear? Total mass of reactant is equals to total mass of product. For example, regarding the point number 3, total mass of reactant, total mass of product, suppose 2H2 plus O2, 2H2O. Acha, weight of hydrogen is 2 gram, 2 into 2, 4 gram. Oxygen atomic weight is 16, so 16 2s are what, 32 gram. Together we are getting a 36 gram weight. Clear? Now here, what is the weight? How many hydrogen? 2 into 1 plus 16, 2 into 18, which is equals to 36 gram. Okay, just have a look. Total mass of reactant and total mass of product both are equal. Okay. Okay. Achha. Now, what are the factors? Factors for a chemical change, a chemical reaction. Factors for a chemical reaction. Key factors are factors for chemical reaction. First factor is close contact. Close contact. Close contact means what? See, if the reactants will not close to each other, so how is it possible for a reaction? Is it not? For close contact, so that means close contact means a reactant should be attached to each other, right now. Suppose for example, suppose this is one container, this is another container. Okay, Achha, here it is PbNO3 whole 2. Okay, that means this is a lead nitrate solution. Okay, lead nitrate solution. Another container is carrying Ki, potassium iodide solution. Iodide solution. So if I will not add potassium iodide to lead nitrate, what do you think? Reaction will happen? No. So we need to add potassium iodide into lead nitrate, then only the reaction will produce. So that means close contact. This is what? Close contact. Okay. So if I will add potassium iodide to lead nitrate, then it will produce what? This type of reaction. Lead nitrate plus 2 Ki. Okay. It will produce PbI2 plus 2 KNO3. Simple double displacement type reaction. Clear? But if I will not add potassium iodide into lead nitrate, is there will be any possibility of any reaction? No. So contact is important. Clear? Hello? Done? Finished? Okay. I hope that you people are doing the same kind of note in your copy. Okay, next, close contact. Next point is, next factor, that is heat. We can see there will be few reaction. Okay, suppose calcium carbonate. This is actually known as marble. Okay, acha. Have you seen the decomposition of marble? No. But if I will provide heat, if I will heat the marble, it will produce what? It will produce calcium oxide and CO2. Are you getting my point? So we will get carbon dioxide only in presence of heat from marble, right? Okay. Few example: PbNO3 whole 2 PbO plus 4NO2 plus. This is what? This is lead nitrate. Lead nitrate. So if we will not heat lead nitrate, lead nitrate actually white color. Once we will heat, that observation is very important, yellow color. Along with that, a red, okay, reddish brown gas. Oh, arrow sign means what? Evolution of gas, na? Clear? Acha, if we will not heat lead nitrate, we will get this yellow gas. No. So that means what? So after heating lead nitrate, we will get a reddish brown gas and a yellow mass. কোথা থেকে yellow mass হবে? From white mass to yellow mass. Clear? White থেকে yellow. Clear? Done? Acha. Can I rub this? Done? After the class, I will check your copy. Huh? Okay. Heat. Done. Next factor is light. Can you give me any example of reaction where light plays a vital role? Huh? What is it? Where light plays a very vital role? Photosynthesis. Right. Photosynthesis, where atmospheric carbon dioxide and atmospheric water, carbon dioxide and water, 6CO2, 12H2O, it will produce what? C6H12O6 plus 6O2. Isn't it? This is what? This is photosynthesis, where light plays a very vital role. Okay. Acha. Here, one more example. Suppose hydrogen gas and chlorine gas. In presence of light, it will produce a 2HCl. Okay. Or even silver nitrate, AgNO3, in presence of light. Okay. It will decompose to silver plus 2NO2 plus O2. Silver plus 2NO2 plus O2. This is known as silver nitrate. Acha. Any reaction in presence of light, এর একটা নাম আছে. This is known as photochemical reaction. Photochemical reaction. Photochemical reaction in presence of light. Okay. Acha. If I will take hydrogen peroxide hydrogen peroxide, impedance of light. Okay, 2H2O plus O2. Okay, so these also photochemical reaction. তাহলে impedance of light কারা কারা decompose করে? Impedance of light we can get glucose, impedance of light we can get HCl gas. Okay, so these are what, যেখানে তোমার product form করছে, right, where we are getting a product, but here it is what, decomposition না? দেখো silver nitrate decompose to silver, hydrogen peroxide decompose to oxygen and water. Clear? Okay, done. Okay, now next condition, next factor is pressure. Okay, pressure. देखो nitrogen gas, nitrogen and hydrogen, they will not react, but in presence of 200 atmosphere, okay, they will produce ammonia gas. They will produce ammonia gas. Okay, अच्छा, this is known as Haber process. Known as Haber process. Okay, अच्छा, now done. अच्छा, up to this it is okay. अच्छा, now catalyst. What is catalyst? It is there in class 8. What is catalyst? It will not participate in a chemical reaction, but it can increase or decrease the rate of reaction. Na? Catalyst chalo to. Isn't it? Catalyst we are having two types. Positive catalyst. Positive catalyst means what? That will increase the rate of reaction. Is it not? Positive catalyst will increase the rate of reaction. Will increase the rate of reaction. Okay. For example, if we will take 2KClO3, it will require around 650 degree centigrade to produce oxygen gas. But same decomposition reaction in presence of MnO2, the temperature is decreases around 3 times. Are you getting my point? That is, just see the temperature difference. So here, which one is catalyst? MnO2. Clear? Okay. Clear? Achha. Positive catalyst. Achha. Positive catalyst. So that means what? Positive catalyst means what? That will maintain the increase the rate of reaction. Okay, acha. And along with catalyst, we need a promoters. What is promoter? Promoters means what? It will maintain the efficiency of catalyst. What is promoter? That will maintain the efficiency of catalyst. তার মানে এটা হেল্প করে যাতে ক্যাটালিস্ট আরো অনেক লম্বা টাইম ধরে কাজ করতে পারে। ঠিক আছে, ফর এক্সাম্পল ধরো N2 gas, 3H2 gas. Previously we know here 200 atmosphere is required. Okay, Fe catalyst and MO, molybdenum is known as promoter. Molybdenum is known as promoter. Iron catalyst and molybdenum is known as promoter. So what is catalyst? Here catalyst is what? Which one is iron? Iron is catalyst and this is promoter. Okay, MO means molybdenum. Molybdenum. Okay, done. Okay, Achha. Now along with that, we need negative catalyst also. Negative catalyst that will decrease the rate of reaction, is it not? For example, phosphoric acid H3PO4 কি করে? Will retard the speed of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Okay, retard means what? Decrease na? তাহলে it will retard. So H3PO4 is what? Negative catalyst. Okay, clear? Okay, now characteristics of chemical reaction. Characteristics of chemical reaction. Of chemical reaction. First character is evolution of gas. So characteristics means, ঠিক আছে, কোন রিঅ্যাকশনে, সাপোজ ইন এনি রিঅ্যাকশন উই আর সিইং দ্যাট the evolution of gas, মানে গ্যাস রিলিজ হচ্ছে, so that means what? It is a কেমিক্যাল রিয়াকশন। যেমন এক্সাম্পল ধরো Zn plus H2SO4, ZnSO4 plus H2. That means what? We are getting hydrogen gas. So this is what? Chemical reaction. আগে না? One more example, CaCO3. H2O plus CO2. So this is also one more example of chemical reaction. এখানে কি রিলিজ হচ্ছে রে? CO2 গ্যাস। Okay. Now next is change of color. Next point is change of color. Okay, কি করে বুঝবো চেঞ্জ অফ কালার? সাপোজ আয়রন কপার সালফেট অ্যাকচুয়ালি কি ছিল? ব্লু। দিলে তুমি আয়রন, it will produce FeSO4 plus Cu. Okay, and it will produce green color. So change of color কি হবে? It is from blue to green. Okay, now done. আচ্ছা, now change of state. Now carbon solid, sulfur solid, it will produce CH2 liquid. See, it is solid, it is solid, it is liquid. Carbon disulfide. This is carbon disulfide. ওকে, আচ্ছা, ওয়ান মোর এক্সাম্পল। ধরো তুমি নিচ্ছ অ্যামোনিয়া গ্যাস, HCl gas, together it is forming NH4Cl solid. Okay, now done. Now next is formation of precipitation. আচ্ছা, precipitation reaction, one more link I will give you, that is OLAB. OLAB তুমি পড়বে class 9. That link I will give you. It is completely related with the precipitation reaction. Over there আছে, ওখানে দেখবে precipitation reaction. This is a CBSE site developed during the time of pandemic. যখন কোনো ল্যাব ছিল না, কিছু ছিল না, this is a site developed by CBSE. Okay, আমি ওখানে that link I will give you. Over there তুমি আরামসে কিন্তু নিজের প্র্যাকটিক্যাল নিজেই করতে পারবে by clicking the mouse pointer. ঠিক আছে, and তুমি প্র্যাকটিক্যালটা দেখতেও পারবে। ওকে, চেঞ্জ কালার চেঞ্জ কি? দিস ইজ নেক্সট ইজ দ্যাট ইজ প্রেসিপিটেশন। প্রেসিপিটেশন মানে হোয়াট ইজ প্রেসিপিটেশন? বল, প্রেসিপিটেশন মানে কি? প্রেসিপিটেশন মানে কি? বৃষ্টি পড়াকে কি বলে? কি বলে? প্রেসিপিটেশন বলে না? কতটা প্রেসিপিটেশন হয়েছে? প্রেসিপিটেশন মানে কি? নিচে পড়া। কোনো জিনিস নিচে পড়ে গেলে কি বলে গেল? সেটা কি বলে? প্রেসিপিটেশন। তার মানে এখানে কিভাবে হয় দেখ, ধর এখানে AgNO3 নিচ্ছিস, সিলভার নাইট্রেট, এটা হচ্ছে সিলভার নাইট্রেট, NaCl হচ্ছে তোমার সোডিয়াম ক্লোরাইড, together it is forming AgCl white precipitate plus NaNO3. AgCl white precipitate plus NaNO3. White precipitation is white. Okay. Acha. All precipitation reaction is an example of double decomposition. So double decomposition reaction. Okay, what do you mean by double decomposition reaction? देखो, silver is capturing chlorine, sodium is capturing NaNO3. Double. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is capturing 4, 2 is capturing 3. Okay. Or okay. Acha. Is example number 1. Now, lots of examples that I will give you along with the observation. देखो. So precipitation reaction means which type of reaction? This is what type of reaction? Precipitation means double decomposition reaction. जो अच्छा second example देखो CuSO4 copper sulfate plus H2S, copper sulfate plus H2S, CuS plus H2SO4. Copper sulfate, this is hydrogen sulfide, and here we will get a black precipitation. We will get a black precipitation. Hello. Next, BaCl2, Na2SO4, Na2SO4, BaSO4, 2NaCl. This is known as barium chloride, sodium sulfate, barium sulfate. This is white precipitation. কি রে কোথা থাকিস? হ্যাঁ তুই এত দেরি করে কেন? Example number 3, that is ferrous sulfate. এই NaOH APOH এর whole to Na2SO4. Okay, this is what ferrous sulfate. Okay, sodium hydroxide, it will produce ferrous hydroxide. Acha, ferrous hydroxide is a green colored precipitation. It's a green color precipitation. It's a green color precipitation. Okay. Lots of example that I am giving you regarding the precipitation, regarding the example of precipitation reaction. Okay. Acha. Now this portion is over. Now next is that is type of chemical reaction. Done. Type of chemical reaction. Type of chemical reaction. Okay, type of chemical reaction. Okay, so how many types? The first one, that is direct combination reaction. Direct combination, or it is known as synthesis. Synthesis and direct combination both are same. Okay, here also we are having n number of examples. Example number 1, iron plus sulfur powder. If you will heat, it will produce FeS. Okay. Example number 2, acha, 2Fe iron, if you will react with chlorine, it will produce FeCl3. FeCl3. Again, simplest example, that is C plus O2 CO2. These are all combination reaction. Okay. Two CO plus O2, 2 CO2. These are all combination reaction. NH3 plus HCl, together it is forming NH4Cl. Is also combination reaction. Clear? Okay. Acha. Calcium oxide plus water, it will produce calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide name is, that is select lime. Calcium hydroxide name is select lime. This is what? Quick lime. Quick lime, this is select lime. Okay, so these are all the examples of SLAKED. SLAKED, quick lime, select lime. These are all the examples of what? Combination reaction. Okay, clear? Now next is, that is decomposition reaction. Next is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction example is, suppose 2H2O, in presence of current, it will decompose to hydrogen gas and oxygen. Clear? Hydrogen gas and oxygen. আচ্ছা, আরো আছে decomposition reaction calcium carbonate in presence of heat. Calcium carbonate in presence of heat, it will produce calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Lead nitrate, এই দুটো রিঅ্যাকশন আগে করানো হয়েছে। lead nitrate, this is 2PbO plus 4NO2 plus O2. Okay, next one, that is potassium nitrate. আচ্ছা, এই রিঅ্যাকশনে একটা স্পেশালিটি আছে দেখ। আচ্ছা, we are getting two gases, two different gases. This is the question, কাকে হিট করলে দুটো ডিফারেন্ট গ্যাস পাওয়া যায়? We are getting two different gases over there. Okay, potassium nitrate, if we will heat potassium nitrate, we will get potassium nitrite along with oxygen gas. Okay, acha, 2 times ferrous sulfate, if we will heat 2 times ferrous sulfate, okay, it will produce, acha, 2 times ferrous sulfate, it will produce Fe2O3 plus 2SO2 2 to the 4 plus 3 7 4 to the 8 SO2. আচ্ছা, সালফার ডাইঅক্সাইডের স্মেল জানো তো? কি বললি? হাইড্রোজেন সালফাইড ওঠে না, সালফার ডাইঅক্সাইড হচ্ছে বন্ড সালফার, দ্যাট মিন্স ম্যাচ বক্স হচ্ছে, ম্যাচ বক্সের যা স্মেল এটাও তাই। 4 to the 8 SO2 SO3 5 2 SO2 SO2 and SO3. Acha, here also we are getting what? Two different gases. Here also we are getting two different gases. Okay, so these are all the examples of what? Decomposition reaction. Acha, now we have to go for the metal activity series. Under decomposition reaction, we have to go for metal activity series. আচ্ছা, metal activity series এটা আগেও ক্লাস 8 এ ছিল তো, metal activity series ছিল না? ছিল তো metal series। আচ্ছা, metal activity series এ ফার্স্টে কি আছে তোমার? পটাশিয়াম, সোডিয়াম, দেন Cl, Ca, then Mg, then Al, then Zn, Fe, Pv, H, Cu, Ag, Hg, Ag, Au, তারপর Pt, this metal activity series. Okay, acha. So I think these three are one of the most most reactive member, right now. Acha. ওকে, আচ্ছা আমরা যেটা করব, দিস ইজ থার্মাল ডিকম্পোজিশন। থার্মাল ডিকম্পোজিশন বলে সেটা আবার কি? কিছুই না, ডিকম্পোজিশন ইন প্রেজেন্স অফ হিট জাস্ট। আচ্ছা, ফ্রম ম্যাগনেসিয়াম টু আপ টু কপার, ম্যাগনেসিয়াম টু কপার, মেটাল কার্বনেট কে তুমি যদি হিট করো, ইট উইল প্রডিউস মেটাল অক্সাইড প্লাস CO2 গ্যাস। ওকে, মেটাল অক্সাইড প্লাস CO2 গ্যাস। এক্সাম্পল আছো, CuCO3 হিট দাও, it will produce CuO plus CO2. Okay, after that if we will heat metal carbonate, it will produce metal instead of metal oxide. Just see the difference here. What we are getting here? Metal oxide na, here we will get what? Metal, just metal, right? Acha, so metal along with the oxygen gas, along with carbon dioxide gas. Example, 2Ag2CO3 gives 4Ag 2CO2 plus O2. Just see the difference. Here we are getting what? Metal carbonate. Here we are getting metal only. Okay, acha, and these three metal carbonates are stable. তার মানে যাতে যাই হিট করো কিছু হবে না, metal carbonates are stable. Okay, so that means stable example is what? K2CO3, Na2CO3. Okay, these are the stable. Clear? CO2, metal plus O2 plus CO2. Okay, now done. Acha, one more time, tell me metal activity series: potassium, sodium, then zinc, গোল্ড, ইটি। আচ্ছা, এটা হচ্ছে আমরা করব মেটাল নাইট্রেটে, ঠিক আছে? এখানে মেটাল নাইট্রেট, ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা, এখানেও তাই, তুমি ইয়ে করো, from here to up to this কপার, ঠিক আছে? এখানে তুমি মেটাল নাইট্রেটকে হিট করো, মেটাল মেল্ট হয়ে যাবে, মেল্ট হবে, and it will produce what? It will produce metal nitrite and oxygen. It will produce metal nitrite and oxygen. এর corresponding example আসো 2KNO3. Once I will give heat, it will produce 2KNO2 plus O2. Okay. আচ্ছা, নেক্সট ক্লিয়ার? তাহলে উপরে দুটো কি প্রডিউস করবে? মেটাল নাইট্রাইট অ্যান্ড অক্সিজেন। নেক্সট metal nitrate, if I will give heat, it will produce metal oxide plus O2 plus NO2. Metal oxide plus O2 plus NO2. Example also CaNO3 whole 2 heat करो CaO 2CO plus 2NO2 plus O2. ওকে, আচ্ছা 4NO2 হবে এটা, 4NO2 plus O2. হ্যাঁ 8:30 8:30 ঠিক আছে। ক্লিয়ার? ওকে, আচ্ছা সেম কেস এরা কি হবে? মেটাল নাইট্রেট হিট করো, অবভিয়াসলি এরা শুধু আগের মতো মেটালই ফর্ম করবে, তাই না? মেটাল NO2 and O2. ওকে, এক্সাম্পল চলো 2AgNO3 হিট করো 2Ag 2NO2 and O2. ওকে, ডান। বাকি যা ক্লাসটা রেকর্ড করলাম তোর কাজে দিয়ে গেল, ক্লাসে এবার রেকর্ড এবার হচ্ছে ধর তুই CuSO4.5H2 হিট করলি, it will produce CuSO4 plus 5H2. okay, আচ্ছা this is copper sulfate crystal. okay, হিট করলে ঠিক আছে, once you will heat it will produce a white color, দিস ইজ হোয়াইট কালার, হোয়াইট, এর নাম হচ্ছে অ্যানহাইড্রাস কপার সালফেট। অ্যানহাইড্রাস কপার সালফেট, অ্যানহাইড্রাস কপার সালফেট। ওকে, আচ্ছা, ইফ ইউ উইল অ্যাড ওয়াটার এগেইন, আচ্ছা এটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ব্লু কালার, ও আবার কি হয়ে যাবে বলতো, CuSO4.5H2, ক্লিয়ার? হিট করো হোয়াইট, আবার হোয়াইটের সাথে অ্যাড ওয়াটার, ইট উইল প্রডিউস ব্লু এগেইন। ওকে, বোঝা যাচ্ছে তো? না বুঝে ঢুকছিস না তো? ক্লিয়ার? আচ্ছা, সেম ওয়ান মোর এক্সাম্পল, কত ডিকম্পোজিশন রিয়াকশন দেখ, ZnCO3 হিট, it will produce ZnO plus CO2। ZnCO3 হচ্ছে তোমার ইয়েলো জিঙ্ক অক্সাইড, তো হিট করো, it will turn into white। Clear? Okay, now one more example, this is known as অ্যামোনিয়াম ডাইক্রোমেট। অ্যামোনিয়াম ডাইক্রোমেট হিট করো, it will produce nitrogen gas along with that chromium oxide। okay, along with that chromium oxide, clear? আচ্ছা, chromium oxide হচ্ছে তোমার গ্রিন কালার, okay, and this is orange। why I am writing all the colors, তোমায় কিন্তু এই কালার চেঞ্জ দিয়েই কিন্তু কোশ্চেন দেবে। ওকে, আচ্ছা তাহলে কটা পড়ে যাচ্ছে, +4H2O। নেম দ্য গ্যাস, কি গ্যাস ইভলভ হয়, নাইট্রোজেন গ্যাস। কি মাস তুমি পাও, গ্রিন মাস। ক্লিয়ার? okay, now done. Next is displacement reaction। displacement reaction, it is okay completely based on metal activity series, completely based on metal activity series। আচ্ছা, now tell me once again, what is it, বলো প্রথমে। পটাশিয়াম, সোডিয়াম, Ca, Mg, Al, Zn, Fe, Pb, H, Cu, Hg, Ag, Au, Pt, ঠিক আছে? ওকে, আচ্ছা এর কি হচ্ছে, ডাউন দ্য গ্রুপ, ঠিক আছে, অ্যাক্টিভিটি হোয়াট ডিক্রিজেস না, ডাউন দ্য গ্রুপ অ্যাক্টিভিটি decreases, তার মানে power decreases. That means we can say zinc and copper, which one is more active? Zinc. Acha, so if we will go for reaction zinc CuSO4, so zinc can displace copper. Are you getting my point? Can? Why? Because zinc is more reactive. আগে না, জিঙ্ক ইজ মোর রিঅ্যাক্টিভ, বাট তোমার কি এই রিঅ্যাকশনটা হবে Cu প্লাস ZnSO4 CuSO4 plus Zn? This reaction is possible. Copper can displace zinc. Copper কি জিঙ্ককে ডিসপ্লেস করতে পারবে? পারবে? Copper তো less reactive, so this reaction is not possible. Okay না? Okay. Acha. Now this is displacement reaction. Clear? One more example. Chalo, Cu plus H2SO4. Bolo, this reaction is possible or not? This reaction is possible or not? Not possible, but it is possible. Okay. Clear? Done? Achha. Now next. That means, acha, next is double displacement. Double displacement reaction. So under double displacement reaction, the first category, precipitation reaction. Okay. Already explained. This is the precipitation reaction. Second one, neutralization reaction. Second one, that is neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction means acid, base, salt and water. Okay. Now I am telling you what is base. See, metal oxide, metal oxide or metal hydroxide is known as what? Base. আর অ্যাসিড কারা কারা হয়? HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, হ্যাঁ কি না? তাই তো, হাইড্রোক্লোরিক অ্যাসিড, সালফিউরিক অ্যাসিড, নাইট্রিক অ্যাসিড. So metal oxides and hydroxides are what? Base. Example chalo, CuO, H2SO4, CuSO4 plus H2 is what? This is acid or base? This is acid or base? Base. Very good. Achha. PbOH এর whole 2HCl, PbCl2, plus 2H2O. This is acid or base? It is base, metal hydroxide, na? Okay. So these are the examples of neutralization reaction. Clear? अच्छा, done? अच्छा, okay. তাহলে দেখে চিনতে পারবো তো নিউট্রালাইজেশন রিঅ্যাকশন। নেক্সট, that is exothermic reaction, exothermic, endothermic, photochemical. Already explained. ওকে, ভালো গেছে। ভিডিও দেখ, আপলোড করে দেবো, ভিডিও দেখে নিবি, ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা, নেক্সট ইজ, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য লাস্ট, নট দ্য লিস্ট, দ্যাট ইজ electrochemical reaction. Electrochemical reaction, in presence of current. In presence of current, it will decompose to hydrogen and water. Or 2KCl, in presence of current, it will decompose to K plus and Cl minus. This is electrochemical reaction. Okay, done? So photochemical reaction in presence of light, electrochemical reaction in presence of current. Okay, so that's all of chemical reactions. Okay, so হয়ে গেল আমাদের, that's all chemical reaction. Chemical reaction chapter number 2. Okay. Next day homework, that is exercise 2B2C. Exercise 2B2C.